Hello.
Then, now,
Countdown to the queens.
Episode number 500.
forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, welcome to episode number 49, I believe. Yeah. Of the TEW9 challenge run. We're nearly at 50 already on this game alone. That's big. That's big. Anyway, we're here for the ECW branded High Voltage pay-per-view. Yep. Tonight we've got a lot of Bloodline shenanigans. We've got 3 Bloodline matches. The first is actually the opener of the show. Solo Sikoa defending, facing off against Roman Reigns. You know, Battle of the Tribal Chiefs. We've got Jey Uso challenging Adam Cole in the main event for the ECW Championship. We also have Tama Tonga and Tonga challenging Joman for the ECW Tag Team Championships. Florence defends the ECW Women's Championship against Sasha Banks following some chicanery on this week's SmackDown. We've got a championship scramble for the Television Championship and a whole lot more. A ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship. And yeah, without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. 72 rated pre-show match. The great performance of Dudley Davis really stood out. I know, but Dudley, I know that you're not doing too good, like performance-wise. Well, he's doing good performance-wise, but like booking-wise, he's sort of been fallen to the back recently. And yeah, he does come up short here again because, of course, I'm not going to beat Shibata and Nakamura in their first match back. So Shinsuke pins RVD with a Kinshasa in 14 minutes and 9 seconds. 72 for Shinsuke, 37 for Shibata. Only 37? Okay, he must be like not very popular at all in America. Right. 86 for Dudley and a 48 for RVD. And yeah, nice win for the New Musketeers. Their first match as a tag team. You know, I'm never going to get Tanahashi, so they'll never be a stable. But yeah, nice little win for Shibata and Nakamura to kick off their run as a duo here. And they don't have negative chemistry, so it's fine. But yeah, the chilled guys, you know, like I said before, RVD chilled because of weed, Dudley chilled because of yoga. They make a fine, relaxed duo to take on these two in their first match. Undertaker says RVD needs to be booked a little smarter. Okay, like I said, he shouldn't even be around, but Triple H re-signed him for me, so I've got to do stuff with him. Danger, opening video package, highlighting our 3 top matches of the night. The aforementioned Battle of the 2 Tribal Chiefs as Roman Reigns faces Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso against Adam Cole in the main event, and then the ECW Women's Championship match, Florence against Sasha Banks. And yeah, let's kick off the night with the first song we hear on the main show is the entrance of Roman Reigns. He makes his way down, the wise man by his side, as he does battle against his cousin, Solo Sikoa, to kick off the show here in Atlanta. And it gets a 90. Let's go. I was debating, like, I had 2 versions of this match in my head. One of them was, you know, what it would be in real life. The 20-minute slow build, you know, Bloodline lore dump match. Where, you know, they're throwing barbs at each other. They're throwing punches and shit. Or a shorter, wild brawl. And I went with the latter. So this only goes, I say only goes, 14 minutes and 16 is still relatively long. But one thing I want to do with when now my Roman is a babyface is change up like his ring style. Like he'd mastered that methodical tribal chief heel main event, WWE main event style, you know, match. But he's still doing it as a babyface now, and they're not hitting the same. So, you know, have him just be more cool. He can do the dive to the outside. He can hit the cool moves he used to hit as a babyface. Before, you know, back when we hated him. But in the end, yeah, he does pick up the win. He spears Solo Sikoa, 14 minutes and 16. And yeah, no involvement from the Tongans because they are in action later on tonight. So yeah, just a clean, no outside interference match. Roman Reigns does pin his cousin Solo here tonight. 85 for Roman, 79 for Solo. And yeah, big win for the OTC to kick off the night here in Atlanta. They got backstage. Florence is meeting up with Blair Davenport. Like, I can't believe what Sasha Banks did on ECW this week. It was kind of bullshit. And you're teaming up with that spooky girl next week. Florence goes, listen, it's just because we've got a common enemy. I don't trust Kelsey as far as I can throw her. I know she's coming for me and she's coming for this championship. But tonight, I feel like I've got a whole lot more on my back than just defending the championship against Sasha Banks. I feel like I've got to defend the honor of this women's division against Sasha after that chicanery she pulled in the tournament final. And Blair's like, yeah, girl, go girl. I trust you. You're going to come out on top here, and you're going to move on to Auckland in New Zealand. One of my home countries, and you're going to be the champion still. And Blair goes, yeah, that'll be great. And then she walks off. Just to remind people that this is a friendship I've built up recently. So yeah, Blair Davenport and Florence chin wagon backstage. 89. There we go. That's why this match was on the pay-per-view. Because Ali was doing the thing where it was like he was going through all the people that wronged him in that six-pack challenge the other month. He beat Joe Gacy. I think he beat Dudley. And then ZSJ was the next up, and I was like, that is still a thing that Ali has as a long-term goal, but I dragged it out because I wanted to put this match on pay-per-view because I thought it would be sick. And it was. And dare I say even a little bit lower than I would have liked. But ZSJ does pick up the win. The finish, I imagine, is Ali goes up top, he goes to hit the 054. ZSJ rolls out of the way, Ali, plants himself down to the mat, and then Zack counters that into a cradle because, the only way Zack Sabre Jr. can win by pinfall is by a cradle. And yeah, both men score 92s. And yeah, nice little mid-card match here on ECW. I've been quite enjoying, for what this feud is. It's been pretty fun. But after the match, Ali, as ZSJ and the grizzled young vets walk up the ramp, he does take the mic. And he starts off and goes, good job, Zack. Good job. Boy, did you prove me wrong tonight and you got the job done. Good boy. Maybe you are a better follower than I ever thought, and maybe I could lead as an example set by you. Congratulations on your win tonight, Zack. Who knows how long it will last. He drops the microphone down. Zack Sabre Jr. gives him a look, like, what the hell do you want about you dickhead? And he continues to celebrate anyway. But yeah, Ali, a vaguely ominous threat there from him. 80. I'm a little bit disappointed with that, to be fair. I kind of want this to be better, but I'll take the 80. But I think their SummerSlam match got higher than an 80. I think that definitely got a blue. But the difference between this match and the SummerSlam match, if you recall, when I did the 6-man tag trios match on Velocity the other week, and I changed the belts over to LA Extreme in the High Wires match. When I did that, I was like, part of the reason was because it was leaning into the Daniel Bryan story, but also the way the game works with pre-show matches is the popularity swings wouldn't have been as high as I'd want them if they'd have won the belts on the pre-show at SummerSlam. And that was exactly the same situation with Cedric. So I dragged Axiom's reign out for 6 more weeks, and here we are, Cedric Alexander defeating Axiom in a ladder match to become the Cruiserweight Champion. 85 for Axiom, 79 for Cedric. Axiom has been a fantastic champion, but as you can tell, he started appearing on Raw more recently, so that should have been the biggest tell that he wasn't winning this match, because he is a Raw wrestler, and now he's not the Cruiserweight Champion. He can go back in for it, but he's involved in the IC title orbit right now on Raw, so who knows where that's going to land. But yeah, Cedric Alexander, the Cruiserweight Classic, is the new Cruiserweight Champion for the second time, I believe. I believe he only held it once. Yeah. But he is now a 2-time Cruiserweight Champion. We then got backstage, Roman and Heyman in the hallway, and they're standing outside Jey Uso's locker room. And Jimmy Uso walks up to him. Jimmy doesn't walk up to him, sorry. Roman and Heyman are waiting outside. And then Jimmy exits Jay's locker room. And then Heyman's all goes to Jimmy, goes, and what did he say? Jimmy just shakes his head and he goes, no yeet. And he just walks off. Because Jimmy's got his match with Warden coming up next. But he's been trying to get to his brother. But Jay, in this timeline, isn't having any of it. Because he remembers being treated like shit. 81. And that's pretty good, actually. Jimmy's no Jay in terms of popularity, so his ratings aren't as high. Warden, he's Wardlow, so while he's popular, he's not I think he's alright. I think Wardlow's actually a little bit underrated as a wrestler, but because the way he wrestles is the big man style, it doesn't fit AEW as well. Hence, he started doing all those whispers in the winds. And I was like, yeah, he's fine, but in terms of actual wrestling, this match isn't going to be very good. But again, the crowd rating on 85, so that carried the match. And Wardlow does win. Sorry, who's Wardlow? Warden does win. 12 minutes and 9, bit of a splash mountain powerbomb. He gets an 84 and a 77 for Jimmy. I think he pinned Jimmy Uso on ECW a couple of weeks ago. And now he beats Jimmy again. And his seemingly never-ending war and his quest to get his revenge on the entire bloodline, he once again finds himself standing tall over an Uso. Then get a Wyatt 7 video. Now it's showing Uncle Howdy's victory over Austin Theory on grainy old TV footage. And then Bo starts talking. And he goes, my brother, he made one mission when he walked into these wars in WWE. He wanted to make a difference. He wanted to make something that would be remembered by everybody. And us, the Wyatt 7, in our brief time together, we've done that already. We are carrying on the legacy of a great, great man. But what is our own legacy gonna look like? Because the Wyatt 7, we're not after championships. We see championships as a burden on our legacy. No, we're after change. We're after reminding everybody who they are. We're after reminding everybody not to take this life for granted, because you never know when it might end. So Austin, take a good, hard, long look in the mirror. And hopefully you'll like the man you see on the other side now. But as for the rest of you, you don't know where or when. We may come knocking. And when we do knock, we just have one request for you. And then you will sort of gather around the camera and shout, let me in, or us in even. And then, yeah. They don't have a match to pay for your boy to get them featured in some way. Wyatt 7, nice little promo. Declaring, their legacy isn't about championships, but they're looking to change the legacy of certain wrestlers, I guess, and remind them who they are, and get the most out of them, basically, because it is a key motivating factor that should be in the characters. Is Bray was going to try and do all this cool shit that he wanted to do, but he couldn't because it got taken away. So capitalize while you still can. '84 rated match. I'll take that. It is the Championship Scramble. The way this works in this game is like most Falls. I couldn't have to change it. As long as I have the winner set, that's all I really care about, But the first 5 minutes of the match are contested between Kyle O'Reilly and Kevin Owens. They are the first two men in the match. And, they've been allied for a couple of weeks since SummerSlam. Kevin Owens is friends with Kyle O'Reilly, so they've got their history in ROH and all that shit. They shake hands at the start, adhere to the code of honor, and I think is it 5 or 10 to start with? Because the match is 25 minutes. So I think it'll be 5 with just them, and then at the 10... No, it isn't, it's 10. It'll be 10 minutes of just them two. Because then at 10 minutes, in comes Hook, 15 in comes Sheamus, 20 in comes Ray. Yeah, that's fine. But Kevin Owens does score a pinfall over Kyle O'Reilly in those first 10 minutes. And then, like I said, in comes Hook. Hook comes in, he has a head of steam. And Hook actually does pin Kevin Owens at some point as well to become the lineal television champion. And Sheamus then comes in. He starts throwing big knees and a brogue kick. He kicks Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly, rolls out of the ring, so Sheamus can't quite get the pinfall on him. Hook locks in the Red Rum, but Sheamus taps, or he doesn't tap, or whatever. He starts to fade, but it doesn't matter because there's no time limit on the match. And then Kevin Owens picks Hook up out of that, stunners Hook, covers Sheamus. He gets the pin on Sheamus, and he becomes the lineal champion. Then Rey Mysterio comes in. He immediately comes in. He hits a Hurricane Rana crucifix pin on Kevin Owens, scores a shocking pin on him, and he becomes the TV champion. About 4 or 5 minutes left, Kevin Owens regains control. He stunners Rey, and he pins him to become the lineal champion. And Kevin Owens is staying on top of the whole thing. Hook, he comes in, he eats a stunner. Rey Mysterio, he flies in again. Kevin Owens catches him with a powerbomb. Kyle O'Reilly comes in with a big flying knee. He goes to hit a brainbuster on KO. KO slides under the back, and then pushes him up against the ropes. Goes for a pop-up powerbomb. Kyle O'Reilly catches him with a Hurricane Rana pin, pinning Kevin Owens to become the champion. And then, as the clock stops, we're in the final minute of the match. He's running roughshod. He stunners Kyle O'Reilly. He goes for a pin, but it gets broken up by Sheamus, who, as Kevin Owens is pinning Kyle O'Reilly after the stunner, Sheamus breaks up the pin. And KO's like, what the hell are you doing? What was the point of that? And then Sheamus kicks him in the face. He goes to pin Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens actually grabs the ropes and scoots under the bottom rope, away from the safety. And then he gets into the ring at the end. He stunners Sheamus. Sheamus falls out of the ring. He stunners Hook again. He goes to pin Hook. 1, 2, and the buzzer hits. So Kevin Owens dominated basically the whole match. But it is Kyle O'Reilly who still ekes out as the television champion. 85 for Kyle, 75 for Kevin, 54 for Hook, 75 for Sheamus, and a 70 for Rey. So there was a challenge to do the championship scramble. It's done. It was definitely a weak point. My weakness here with this match was announcing it right after SummerSlam, because these guys were just treading water on TV for the last 6 weeks, because they'd already had their pay-per-view match announced. So it's done now, and Kyle O'Reilly is still the champion. KO does look frustrated, and then when the referee comes into the ring with the belt, he snatches the belt out of the referee's hand, and he hands it to Kyle O'Reilly, raises Kyle O'Reilly's hand, and leaves. Because he was the dominant man here tonight, but a win is a win. The rules are the rules, and Kyle O'Reilly is eked out, still the television champion. How we got here. The 7 Deadly Sins series began at SummerSlam, when the Messiah himself rose from the dead and defeated Karrion Kross in their first match, which I think was the bout of Wrath. Yes. We then had their lust, which was their lust for blood, in a hardcore match, and Karrion Kross won that to even the series. We then had the 5 count to win match, which was that Karrion's win, or did Moose win that? I can't remember. And then we had the Sloth, which was Joe Gacy against Apollo Crews. Oh, it was definitely Moose who won the 5 count match then, because Sloth was Joe Gacy versus Apollo. And didn't Joe Gacy win? No, Apollo won that. Then we had the Envy match, which was the tag match. Karrion Kross won. Then we had the Glutton for Punishment Lashes challenge, which Moose won. And it all takes us to tonight, the Pride Sin, the 7th and most deadly of all. I Quit. It writes itself. Who's got the most pride? 70. I'll take that. Moose does pick up the win. And obviously the finish is akin, not literally, because, we've been enough hot water out of the Lashes angle by now anyway. Not literally crucifying Karrion Kross, but hypothetically crucifying the demon, banishing him to heck, and the Messiah does come out on top. Karrion quits in 13:36. 58 for Moose, 64 for Karrion Kross. And so ends the 7 Deadly Sins series. What's Moose going to do now? What's Karrion Kross going to do now? I'll have to wait and think about that, because I'm not entirely sure, but Moose, he came in for this feud, and because Moose became a meme in my circles, so we had to bring him in as the Moosiah. And, yeah, he's here to stay. Karrion Kross, though, his pride got the better of him then. Actually, I guess not. I guess his pride let him down because he quit, so he doesn't have as much pride as Moose. But yeah, Moose wins the 7 Deadly Sins series. We then cut backstage. Solo Sikoa, angry about his defeat to Roman Reigns. And then the Tongans, they're getting ready for their tag team match, and Solo sort of stops them as they're warming up. He goes, "Boys, tonight, I'll let the bloodline down. I'll let that fake-ass tribal chief come out on top. But boys, you know what to do out there. Tonight, we leave here with something. Whether it's those tag team championships, or it's Jey Uso's head on a pike, or maybe it's both, and then they'll learn not to mess with the true bloodline." '74. Joman against the Gorillas of Destiny for the Tag Team Championship. Joman's run has been, on the run since Clash at the Castle, which was back in June, so just over 4 months ago, yeah. And they've had a pretty fun run. They've overcome a lot of odds. They beat the Paragon, the House of Black, and somebody else. I think they beat Ali and Cedric in a rematch, yeah. But tonight they face 2 members of the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and the infamous Tongaloa. And Solo does appear towards the end of the match. Nobody said his name, but he does appear. And he does get involved. He sticks the spike in the throat of Joe Hendry, silencing that beautiful singing voice. And then the Tongans do lay out Joe Hendry with guerrilla warfare. Braun Strowman is down. And we do have new ECW Tag Team Champions. 75 for Braun, 72 for Joe Hendry, 42 for Tongaloa, 60 for Tama Tonga. And the sad, sad end to Joman's reign at the hands of the Bloodline. But it's not all doom and gloom, because I know where Joe Hendry's going from here. And him losing the Tag Team Championship, it may end up being a blessing in disguise. But after the match, Braun Strowman gets into the ring. He tries to get into the face of the Bloodline. The Tongans and Solo lay him out. Joe Hendry gets back to his feet. They lay out Joe Hendry as well. But the Bloodline, they said they were leaving here with something. It wasn't a victory over Roman Reigns, but it was Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, the new ECW Tag Team Champions. We then see Sasha Banks. We cut to Sasha Banks' locker room. Her door's shut. Her name's on it. Kim McQueen stood outside like a bodyguard, or like a bouncer, I guess. Then the door opens and out walks Sasha in her gear, Indy Hartwell by her side. And she orders Kim to follow her along. She's got her own little entourage. And then as she's walking through the hallway, we see the entire women's division all just there, on either side of the hall, just side-eyeing her as she walks past. Sasha just starts laughing. Goes, "Look at all these people. Look at this great ovation I've got just walking out here. They can't believe they're in the presence of somebody so great and smart and famous. They're all jealous of us, okay, guys? Pay no attention to them, because they're beneath us. They're jealous of me and my success and my genius. And they're jealous that I'm about to become the new ECW Women's Champion." So yeah, Sasha's made an enemy out of the entire locker room of that stunt she pulled on Wednesday. But can she become the ECW Women's Champion? 84. Sure. Wrestling rating 86, crowd rating 88, but 84 apparently. Whatever, it's still pretty good. I'll take it. Florence and Sasha goes 19:48. So a pretty long match here. And Sasha's being a cowardly heel for the first 5 minutes. Getting the hits in, scooting out, hiding behind Kim, etc. And then eventually, she does pick apart a limb Or say a knee, or whatever. So like working over Florence's knee. And this looks like Sasha's about to have the match. When she does get Florence up, she hits that money maker. Whatever I called it. Interest rate, that's it. She hits that on Florence, and Florence does kick out at 2. Then as the match continues to roll on, Kim McQueen steps onto the apron, the referee goes to get rid of her. Indy Hartwell then rushes into the ring, she goes to hit Florence with a big boot. But Florence sees it coming, she ducks. She takes Indy Hartwell out of a rain flow. But Sasha Banks then chop blocks her from behind and continues the assault on Florence. As Kim goes to get involved, Blair Davenport runs out from the back. She starts taking the fight to Kim McQueen. Indy Hartwell jumps her. And then there's a 2-on-1 assault on the outside on Blair Davenport. Sasha's got Florence where she wants her. She's got her in position to go for the... She actually probably has her in the bank statement, actually. And then the lights do go off. They come back on. Kelsey Cook's up on the top rope. She hits a big moonsault on the 3 women on the outside, taking out Kim, Indy, and Blair Davenport. This distracts Sasha. She sort of looks across, then looks back. It takes her focus off. And then Florence starts to power through. She powers up and she grabs Sasha's arms as she's got the crossface locked in. She turns it around. She knocks her out of a rain flow. She scores the 1, 2, 3. And still, Sasha's smart little plan to get this championship match here tonight backfires, as she can't quite get the job done. But yeah, both women's going in 86, that's pretty fun. And yeah, on ECW there will be a tag match, Kelsey Cook and Florence against Sasha and Kim. So have to see what happens there. But anyway, Florence, victorious, still the ECW Women's Champion. Long may she reign. It's been, 6 months now? Yeah. Nice. After the match, Florence leaves up the ramp. Blair Davenport leaves with her. I guess Kelsey Cook disappears back into the shadows, i.e. she leaves through the crowd. And then we cut to Sasha. She's having a hissy fit in the ring. She's kicking the bottom rope. She's slamming her hands on the mat. She can't believe she's kicking her feet out in anger. She can't believe after that whole tournament, her master plan, it didn't come out on top for her. Kim McQueen gets into the ring. She puts her hand on Sasha's shoulder as she's having a fit. Then Indy has a phone with her. She answers the phone. And she hands the phone off to Sasha and she goes, "Sasha, it's for you." And Sasha does take the phone off Indy. She's like, "What? What do you mean it's..." Okay. I'll see you Wednesday. She hangs up, and then they all leave. Suddenly Sasha's mood has changed. What could she possibly have just heard? Yeet! James the benefit of having a hot catchphrase. We all know what that is. Yeet. He's here. He's looking to get his ECW World Championship back in a King of the Ring rematch against the champion Adam Cole, baby. Here in the main event of High Voltage. 92 for Adam Cole and Jey Uso. Again, seems generous, but we move. Yeah. Interestingly, Adam Cole comes out alone. No Paragon. And the commentators, I think is it Nigel and Morrow? Yeah. They take note of this. Why would the Paragon not come out of Adam Cole? Well, what's going on here? But yeah, it's Jey Uso and Adam Cole basically in a clean one-on-one match. And there's super kicks thrown, a fair few of them. But in the end, Jey Uso does super kick Adam Cole again. He goes up top, he goes to hit that Uso splash. He flies off the top. Adam Cole gets his knees up as Jey comes down. And then Adam Cole springs to life. He bounces off the rope, he hits that last shot to the back of Jey Uso's head. And he pins Jey Uso relatively clean to retain the ECW World Championship. 96 for Adam Cole, 92 for Jey Uso. Yeah, Adam Cole for 96, that's really fucking good for him. Jesus Christ. But yeah, he gets the belt, he celebrates with the belt, he leaves the ring. But as he gets halfway up the ramp, out walks Warden. And him and Adam Cole have a face-off on the ramp. As Adam Cole's walking up the ramp, Warden's coming down. And he sort of just, like, stops in his tracks, like, looks at the belt on Adam Cole's shoulder. And, like, just gives a nod, and then continues to walk down to the ring. And Adam Cole, like, watches as Warden walks away. Like, oh, fuck. He gets into the ring. He starts pulverizing Jey Uso. He's already killed one Uso tonight. Can he kill another? That's when Jimmy Uso's music hits. He rushes out from the back. He super kicks Warden. Bounces off the ropes. He super kicks Warden again. He bounces off the ropes again. Jey Uso then lifts him up. And the Usos nail a 1D on Warden. They both start losing their mind. You know? they're celebrating, like, separately. But again, like, out of instinct. Their years of being a team sort of just kicked in, and they were on the same wavelength. But then we do the dramatic turn. You know, they bump into each other. And they slowly turn to each other. Crowd's going mental. It's going yeet, 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 yeet. Jimmy opens his arms out wide. Jey Uso, he looks at Jimmy. He looks like he's about to potentially hug his twin brother. When they're both jumped from behind by the Tongans and Solo. The New Bloodline getting their heat, brother, on the Usos here tonight. Solo continues to beat down on Jey with Tama Tonga. No, with Tonga Loa, because I'm not letting anyone just get beat up by Tonga Loa. So Tama Tonga's got Jimmy, Tonga Loa and Solo have got Jey. You know, this beat down is going on for like a minute. The crowd's getting all restless. They know somebody has got to come out to even the odds. And then the music of the OTC does indeed hit. The crowd goes wild. Out he storms from the back. Tonga Loa gets ordered out to the ramp. He gets Superman punched. Roman gets into the ring. He spears Tama Tonga. And then Solo, he goes to jump on Roman Reigns. Roman Superman punches him into a double super kick from the Usos. Solo rolls out of the ring. Him and the Tongans retreat up the ramp. And then there they stand, the original three, the OG bloodline. The wise man there, grinning his arse off at ringside. Roman sort of like looks at Jimmy. Jimmy looks back at Roman. He nods his head. Roman nods his head back at Jimmy. And they both throw their ones up in the air. Then they turn to Jey. And Jey turns back. The crowd's getting restless. What's Jey Uso gonna do? And he does throw the one up to a massive pop. The original bloodline on the same page once again. Then we cut across a Solo and the Tongans on the ramp. And Solo goes, he just shakes it, he goes, "You all made a mistake. You all made a mistake. Enjoy your little reunion. I've got a call I need to make." And that's how we go off the air. 87. Yeah, I like this pay-per-view a lot. It set up the seeds to a lot of the coming stories in the coming months. Across Raw, SmackDown, and ECW right now, we are very much in the sort of putting things into place for the big story coming up next month, because the pivotal points of each brand's respective major story is currently not on television. Like, we're in the building process, but it'll all be worth it in the end. But yeah, so matters more like you thought of the show. Do let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you on the other side for the media scrum, where hopefully we can move on. We don't bury Rascalz anymore. We're here at the scrum, and of course the first question is about our new champions tonight, the Gorillas of Destiny. So as the Gorillas of Destiny won the ECW Tag Team Championships tonight, does this help us have a strong push? Let's see how they do. Yeah. High Voltage is being considered a success. How do you feel? It was a good show, but we can still improve. Like, yeah, it was good, but we're still building. It's fine. How concerned are you about the off night that Rob Van Dam had? He was on the pre-show, so yeah, get off him. Kevin Owens also had an off night, apparently. Everyone has them. Many feel that Hook was overused at High Voltage. He was in one match, and in reality, he was only in it for like 10 minutes. I'm pleased with his work tonight, yeah. It's known that Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens don't really like each other. Does this not reflect badly on your locker room environment? As long as they remain professional, I don't tend to get involved. And yeah, that's it. A very uneventful media scrum this time. Just a bunch of people that had off nights. And I was like, get off them. We went through this with Raquel like a week ago. But yeah. I'll see you next time for episode 50 on TEW9, which will be Raw continuing their build towards Auckland Assault and the fallout of our Raw Unforgiven special, including the crowning of a new WWE champion, AJ Styles. I'll see you then.